a tragic story. Over 400,000 migrant children lost in the last 2 years under Kamala Harris, the border czar, and her watch. Terrible story. Joining us now, Tennessee Senator Marsha Blackburn. Senator Blackburn, welcome, ma'am. As always, this is a very bad, tragic, heart-wrenching story. And you know what? Unfortunately, like all these stories, you're going to have to think the worst. I mean, one has to think the worst. This is not going to have a happy ending. What you thinking about this?
Yes, indeed. And this is an issue that I've been on for well over a year, Larry. About 15 months ago, I sent the first letter over to HHS and said there are 85,000 migrant children that cannot be found. Tell us what you know. And now we find out that there are these numbers that are upwards of 300,000 or 400,000. And Larry, here's the thing. These children came into the country unaccompanied. They were placed with sponsors. The sponsors supposedly had been vetted by caseworkers with the Office of Refugee Resettlement. Then we find out maybe they're not vetted so well because due to a New York Times report, we found out that some of these children were working in food processing plants and in very difficult situations. And when a sponsor does not answer the phone and they cannot track these children, then they cannot tell you if they are dead or alive, if they are being sex trafficked, if they've been put in labor gangs, what has happened. And I continue, over the last 15 months, I have made it a process of continuing to ask both HHS and Office of Refugee Resettlement and Homeland Security, where are these children? They have lost them.
What do you get from them? What do you get from these quote-unquote officials?
It is crickets. They will not answer, which means they don't know. What we need is a good whistleblower to come and tell us what they know about this situation.
And the thing is, I mean, again, you think the worst. This is so bad. All right, you know, illegal or not, these are kids. They're kids. And so we don't like this sort of thing. Children, thank you. And you know, I got to think there are coyotes involved, there are cartels involved, there are sex traffickers involved, there are drug traffickers involved, they're being sold someplace. And it's incredible to me. But isn't this part and parcel the bigger story? They let these people into the interior of the country. Adults, okay, I'm just switching gears, but I'm just saying the kids are even worse. But they just let all the illegals into the interior of the country, have no idea where the heck they are, Senator. You know, isn't that part of the story?
Right. Yes, indeed it is. And with the children, under President Donald Trump, they did DNA testing at the border. And then under Joe Biden, they stopped the DNA testing. So I questioned why they stopped it. Larry, they said, it takes up too much time. You know how long it takes? 45 minutes. And you can confirm if this child is related to this adult or not. 45 minutes. And it might save that child's life. And they've cut it out. They won't do it because they're trying to push people across the border more quickly. And now these sponsors to take these children are not properly vetted. You have people that we know are using them in these labor gangs. They cannot find these hundreds of thousands of children. And as you said, we do not know the circumstances. They can't find them. They don't seem to be making the effort to find them. Shame on the Biden-Harris administration. Shame for losing these children.
It's almost true, I dare say, for the whole 10 million illegals, or whatever the correct number is. But you've rolled out a resolution blaming Kamala Harris for this. Is that right? Where does that stand in the Senate? You get some help on this?
Well, we are looking forward to getting some help on it, and Elise Stefanik has the resolution over in the House. And in the Senate, it just calls her to account for not doing the job as the borders are. You've got the over 10 million illegal aliens. We've got gotaways that we do not know the numbers of. We know upwards of 300 terrorists, and they say 99 terrorists have been released into the country. We don't know where they are. Somebody needs to get busy finding these individuals, and it creates an unsafe environment for American citizens. And it makes our communities more dangerous. It turns every town into a border town, every state into a border state. And what we have got to do is have an administration, which will be the Trump administration, which will secure the border, which will put back in place, remain in Mexico, will do the DNA testing at the border. And my CLEAR Act is the legislation that allows for local law enforcement, when they come across someone in the country illegally, they can hold them, they can require ICE to deport them within 48 hours. That is how we deal with a criminal alien population.
You know, Senator, you told me, I don't know, maybe 2 years ago, this was a national problem, not a border problem. And you were spot on.
That's right.
You were spot on, completely
yes,
spot on. Senator Marsha Blackburn, thank you, ma'am. We appreciate it very much, as always.
Thank you.
You bet.